Dead or Alive Xtreme 3 is the third major title in the Dead or Alive Xtreme Volleyball series, and its release has been marred with a ton of controversy. The game's not even coming to North America due to so much drama that's been surrounding it. But in the end, is the game really truly that bad that people should be sheltered from actually getting a chance to play it? And when you do get a chance to play it, is the game actually any good? Dead or Alive Xtreme 3 is almost identical in so many ways to the previous games in the series. If you didn't find those games too controversial, if you just didn't like them from their gameplay perspective, or whatever it was, nothing's really gonna change your opinion with this release. In Dead or Alive Xtreme 3, you start off by picking what girl you would like to start off with. There are 9 playable characters in the game, which is unfortunately a little disappointing, though there was 9 in Xtreme 2. It feels like they should have definitely been able to add all the girls, and the way they went about selecting which ones ended up making the cut was definitely a little bit controversial. However, once you ended up selecting your favorite girl, or whatever girl you want to play as, you go to the tropical island, spend 14 days there, completing random tasks throughout the day, going to the casino at night, or whatever you would like to do, and then after the 14 days, the game's over. Amongst the actual days itself, each day is broken up into 4 different parts, with 3 taking place during the daytime and then the early evening, and then the 4th and final one at night, which limits what you're able to do. At night, you're pretty much forced to either go to bed or you can go to the casino in order to do some gambling. Every time you select one of the tasks or mini-games, that moves the time ahead, so you end up moving it by either just giving a gift to another character, watching them relax on the beach, or playing one of the game's various mini-games. A lot of the mini-games return from Dead or Alive Xtreme 2, though 2 have not returned, that being the jet ski game as well as the water slide game. But they did add a rock climbing game, though honestly, it feels like there are a few things missing here. When it comes to the casino at night, you get to play poker, roulette, blackjack, but unfortunately Slot Machine, which was in Xtreme 2, has also been removed. By completing the various mini-games and going to the casino and gambling, you earn exact dollars, which you then can use to buy the various swimsuits, random food items, and trinkets that you can then either gift wrap to give away to other girls, or keep for whatever girl you're currently playing as. Though the game does offer 2 modes of play that you can switch between at any time. There's Girl Mode, where you're playing as whatever girl that you currently have selected, and then there's Owner Mode, where you're playing as, well, I guess yourself, the player, the person actually playing the game. Thus, the whole term Owner Mode definitely sounds a little bit weird. But either way, this game adds aspects of a dating sim more so than any of the previous titles. Now you're actually gaining affection with the various girls and thus can go on kind of dates, and you can get various perks by making sure that you build the right relationship up with whatever girl you're currently playing as. And you do this by giving them various gifts, using them in the mini games, and by giving them the correct gifts, you'll obviously get more than if you give them a gift that they're not really all that interested in. In Girl Mode, you actually get to control the girl, playing volleyball, playing pool hopping, where you're jumping on random floating objects that have the various controller symbols on them, or doing the beach run, where you mash the X button in order to run really fast and then quickly grab the flag before your opponent is able to do so. In Owner Mode, though, you can play all the same minigames, but you have no control over the action. This is kind of like a POV kind of thing, where you're controlling the camera, you can zoom in, zoom out, and take pictures at any various time. It was definitely a mode I really didn't find all that exciting, and the only times I found myself really doing the Owner Mode is when it came to the game's missions. The game features missions that you end up earning experience and level up the Owner Mode. These tasks that you end up getting, you must complete within a certain number of turns or else you fail, and then you go on to whatever next mission they end up giving them to you. And they pop up all the time, so as soon as you're able to complete one mission, you're immediately given another one. Now, the missions range from being either the Owner Mode missions or individual girl missions, though they do tell you which ones you have to do in Girl Mode and which ones you have to do in Owner Mode. In Girl Mode, it may be playing beach volleyball a couple of times in a row, or getting a certain type of hand in poker or blackjack, which, trust me, some of those are a little bit annoying for sure. But then in Owner Mode, it may be giving the girl the correct food item they want, or correct drink they want, giving them a certain swimsuit, or just watching them relax at various parts of the beach or other parts of the resort. For leveling up the owner mode, you do unlock new items, specifically new types of swimsuits that you can then buy in the shops. The game has two types of buying though. You have the ability to buy as the girl and the ability to buy as the owner, and they have two different sets of money that you earn. So you have to make sure that you have enough money with either the girl or owner mode to buy certain items. Also, in owner mode, you have a owner shop, a special shop that you can access at night to buy very specific items that the girls themselves cannot individually buy. And these are a lot of the really kind of special different swimsuits and usually can get quite pricey. After completing 14 days on the island as a particular girl, that's it. She goes home, you see the credits roll, and then you go back to the title screen and can select another girl to go on vacation with. Those statistics and stuff that you unlocked from one mode stays unlocked, and you get small bonuses, like if you pick the same girl 2 times in a row, you're going to be continuing off from where that girl kind of left off on that previous vacation. Now, as you're leveling up, as you're getting better relationship with the girls, you're going to unlock other special scenes. So the first time you play through, you may just go right to the credits, but if you're able to get enough affection, maybe your second time through playing as the same girl on the island, you're going to get other specific endings that will end up playing out before you see the credits. So there's a little bit more than what you may initially think is there, so a lot of times you're going to have to play as the same girl on multiple vacations, not only to unlock all of her special swimsuits and other items, but also to see all the cutscenes with her. The special items in the owner shop can not only be bought with ZAC dollars, but they can also be bought with premium special tickets. You get a few for buying the game if you have certain download codes, but most of them you're going to have to purchase by actually buying microtransactions. Though you can earn all the money you need in-game, it's just obviously going to take a while, but if you want to speed through the process, the game does offer microtransactions for you to get. From being someone who played the previous 2 Extreme games, I got exactly what I expected from the gameplay-wise. The addition of the owner mode is a little bit weird, and honestly it's a bit clunky switching between the girl mode and the owner mode on a regular basis. This adds the added element of not only trying to build a relationship up with each individual girl and the other various girls on the island, but also your relationship personally with each of the girls. That whole dating sim element just adds a little bit more to the already potentially addictive gameplay. I spent a lot of hours in the previous 2 Extreme games making sure I unlocked everything, getting all the relationships built up, and getting to unlock all the various cutscenes between all of the girls. And that same element is here. If you're someone who enjoyed those previous games and got into the gameplay for what it is, you're probably going to have a lot of fun, though it does feel like things are missing. You're missing a few mini-games. The added addition of the new mini-game with the rock climbing isn't all that great. It's just pressing the correct button at the correct time. It's not really kind of like skill-based like the butt bump or the tug of war, or especially, of course, the volleyball. The game is definitely pretty to look at, and I'm not just talking about the girls themselves, though if you're in it for just them, they look good. There is, of course, the classic DOA boob bouncing physics, though it's not as unrealistic or as weird as some of the previous Dead or Alive games. There is some great detailing to the girls themselves, not only the material of the swimsuits that they're currently wearing, you'll even see some damage to the swimsuits while they're playing through various mini-games. You get sweat droplets or water droplets on their bodies, as well as they tan throughout the course of the week. With that being said, the real shining moments sometimes is actually from the scenery around them. The beach, the water, the ocean, the poolside, and the lighting effects of the sunset all look good. The game definitely looks great on an HD television. I had some problems with the game overall, not just from the lack of kind of content things removed, or the limited girl roster. I feel like they definitely could have added all the girls to the game from the Dead or Alive universe. I mean, not having Tina in a Dead or Alive game feels a bit criminal, but of course the game is made solely with the Japanese audience in mind, so maybe this is just coming from a North American Dead or Alive fan's perspective. More of my issues came from just the interface. Having the girl and owner mode, having 2 different sets of money, sometimes 2 different types of items that you can end up buying, and when you need to buy an item for a mission, you may accidentally buy it in girl mode, but you meant to buy it in owner mode, so then the girl has an item that's pretty much useless to her. I mean, you can't sell any items that you don't want or don't need if you buy an expensive swimsuit in owner mode and try to give it to one of the girls, which sometimes is part of the missions, to give a girl a certain swimsuit. Then you give it to her, and if she rejects it, you can't re-gift it, like re-wrap it, give it to her again later on, or give it to another girl, or just sell it. Unfortunately, you're kind of stuck with it, or you can just discard it altogether. And when it comes down to the content of the game itself, it is no worse than Dead or Alive Xtreme 1 or Xtreme 2. Yes, maybe you can get a little bit more into some of the shots because of the zoom in and zoom out features of the owner mode with the camera. Like I said, it wasn't something that particularly interested me all that much, but from the gameplay itself, I didn't really notice anything that was out of the ordinary or really any different. There's not even really like an opening movie that ends up playing that has any kind of provocativeness to it. There is the pole dancing that returns as a special kind of bonus. If you end up getting the right certain things with a girl, you can end up getting a ticket to perform the pole dance, but it's not like she's stripping. It's just kind of a dance on the stage in whatever swimsuit she ends up having on, and it's no different than what was in Xtreme 2. So overall, getting all kind of bent out of shape over the content provided in the game, it's really not that bad. And in fact, a game I just recently played, Senran Kagura Estival Versus, had far worse content. Not just from what the girls ended up doing, but more so what the girls ended up talking about. That game got downright crude at times when it came to the overall dialogue between the various characters. And that's not here with Dead or Alive Xtreme 3. It's kind of tame compared to that, and after all these years, it's still kind of tame compared to so much other content that's available on the market. So in the end, can I recommend Dead or Alive Xtreme 3 to everyone? Of course not. It's a niche sport, minigame, dating sim kind of collaboration. It's exactly what it was with all the previous games in the series. But if you're one of those who got addicted to those older games, you're probably going to get addicted now. Is there some stuff missing? Do I wish there was more content? Yes, I definitely wish. I also am kind of disappointed that they said there was going to be no DLC for the game whatsoever, and now they're changing their minds. That's just kind of I'm already kind of down on the company in general for just not being able to bring this game over to North America, and me having to import the copy from the Asia version, which thankfully though is in full English. All the menus are in English, though there is no subtitles for the spoken Japanese language. So when one of the girls ends up saying something, unless a dialogue box is supposed to appear for that segment, you're not going to necessarily know what they're saying, unless of course you know Japanese. In the end though, I'm having fun with it. I definitely want to keep playing it and getting all the rest of the swimsuits that I haven't unlocked and get the relationships built up with each of the individual girls just to see their ending. But it's exactly the same kind of feeling I had with the previous games in the series. Its content, overall, not that bad compared to a lot of things that's currently available and has been available since the release of the original Dead or Alive Xtreme. I think this game got a lot of controversy that's honestly unwarranted. But in the end, I'm going to end up giving Dead or Alive Xtreme 3 a 5 out of 10. Remember, I rate games harshly, so 5 just means a mediocre game, middle of the road. I think for those who can get addicted to the gameplay, they're definitely going to enjoy it, but for those who never liked the other ones, you're not going to like this one. But anyway guys, that will wrap up this review of Dead or Alive Xtreme 3 for the PlayStation 4. Well, you're thanking for watching, and of course, I hope you enjoyed.